You know what's worse than losing a deal? Losing a deal you never had a shot at winning. Losing a deal because from the first sentence of your proposal, your prospect smelled fear. And that smell, it's not just a snatch, it's blood in the water. You're not just talking to a buyer, you're talking to a predator, and you just rolled over and showed your belly. I was on a call 2 days ago. He sends me his qualification script, the thing his sales team uses to engage enterprise prospects. My god, it was a suicide note. It was full of "we hope," "our aim is to," "we'd love to partner with you." Let's be clear, if you're in a room with a 6 or 8 figure operator and you use the word hope, you just handed them a knife and pointed to your chest. You just announced, "I'm beneath you. I'm here to beg for a prospect, not to build your infrastructure. I need your approval to feel valuable." And the buyer, the sophisticated one, the one who's been fighting this war alone for years, the one who sees through the corporate bullshit, what do you think they hear? They hear this person is a vendor. This person is an expense. They are a line item to be minimized. Their value is not structural, it's transactional. I can squeeze them. I can make them work for free for 3 months. They're desperate. That's not the energy of a builder. That's the energy of a renter. You're renting a chair in their boardroom, hoping they let you sit a bit longer. You are a system architect. You are the one who builds the chair. You are the one who builds the room. You do not ask for a seat. You are the structural necessity, and your language has to prove that. Every "we help you" type is a chip of your spine. Every "we aim to" is a whisper of doubt. Every "we work with" is a desperate play. This is what most of you are doing, and you don't even know how bad it is. Think about the last proposal you sent. How many times did you say, "if you would like to," or "should you choose to proceed"? You're framing it as an option for them. You're making it a favor you're asking of them. It's not a proposal for a project, it's a job application. When you send a proposal that smells like that, you're not a partner, you're a candidate, you're an interviewee. You're asking for a job you don't have. Let me tell you something about the people at the top of these expertise. The ones who have fucked up marriages because they work too hard. The ones who have fired friends to make payroll. The ones who have seen their entire industry shift and had to rebuild their company from scratch in the middle of the night. They don't want employees. They don't want vendors. They want relief. They want someone who can take a thing, this horribly complex, massive, nauseating thing off their plate and say, "This is done. I've got it. It doesn't exist anymore. You can sleep." And you came to them with, "We would be honored to submit our credentials." You're a mosquito. You're an irritant. You're adding to their list of things to do. They have to review your credentials, schedule another meeting, and teach you about their business. You're not relief. You're a chore. But there's a deeper layer here. It's not about words. It's about your entire posture. The real problem is this. You're still trying to win business. You're not a competitor. You're not a contestant. The game is not to win. The game is to be the only rational choice. Let me paint you a picture. When I sit with a founder, an actual builder with skin in the game, the conversation is not a pitch. It is a forensic audit of their value chain. I don't ask, "What's your budget?" That's a vendor talk. I ask, "Where is your operation leaking?" I ask, "What proprietary knowledge has walked out the door in the last 12 months?" I ask, "Why is your top engineer doing the work of 3 people and building your operational systems when he should be coding?" When you ask questions like that, you're not selling, you're diagnosing. You're the surgeon who doesn't ask if they can operate. You're pointing at the tumor and saying, "This will kill you if we don't cut it out." And the operator who heard "we aim to" from 11 other people, they're listening, they're paying attention because you just spoke their secret language. You just acknowledged the structural rot that nobody else has ball to mention. But here's where the psychology gets truly beautiful. Because now, when you start talking about your solution, they aren't comparing you to a competitor. They're comparing you to the pain of not fixing the problem. This is a powerful shift. If you're a vendor, they think, "This cost money. Let's compare to the other guy." If you're the architect, they think, "This solves a headache. Let's figure it out if I can afford this before it gets worse." This brings us to the final piece, the piece that makes the corporate middle manager tremble, the piece that makes the small-minded executive's brain short circuit. It's the absolute refusal to explain yourself to people who have no authority. I don't negotiate with renters. I don't explain my system to people who have never built one. The VP of some bullshit title who wants a free discount because the long-term relationship can go to talk to someone else. I've seen founders spend hours, days, trying to justify their pricing to a procurement specialist who doesn't even know what the service does. You're not going to get a yes from someone who has a boss. You're going to get a check back in a month. You're going to get a "let's legal involved." you're going to get a we need to see ROI first. All of this stalling and nibbling and second guessing is the direct result of the weakness in your initial positioning. You built your system, you wrote the code, you bought the servers, you've been in the trenches, you stayed up at 3 am fixing the bug that brought down a client store you built. And now you're going to put on a collar. You're going to ask for permission. You're going to cover behind your own words. Stop helping, start building, stop asking, start being the only solution. This isn't a theory and it's not a tactic. It's a structural truth of how high ticket stakes decisions are made. If you're feeling this right now in your chest, that uncomfortable pinch, that's the signal. That's the signal that your lead qualification script is a disaster. That your value proposition is hidden in a pool of weak language. That your entire sales approach is a setup to attract budget conscious, penny pitchers instead of the founders who want to build something that lasts. You don't need another growth hack. You don't need to A/B test your headline. You need to rebuild the foundation. You need to look at your own business plumbing and ask, does this sound like I own the room, or does this sound like I'm begging to be let in? If you don't know the answer to that, or if you do and it makes you sick, there's only one next move. The only way to kill this weakness is to have a forensic look at your own system. You know where to find me. You know what kind of operation this is. If you want to stop negotiating from your knees, stop pretending you're not the one who built the table.